Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dokkan battle video, and I wanted to try a new type of content on the channel. I wanted to go over some different projects that people in the Dokkan community are working on. There are tons of really cool fan projects that I'm keeping up personally with, and I'm sure some things that I haven't even heard of as well. And on this channel, I wanted to cover them because I always like taking a look at what's cooking up in the community. And so to start us off, we have one of the coolest, most innovative, and frankly, probably one of the most useful going forward projects that is currently running in the Dokkan community. We have a brand new Dokkan Wiki courtesy of the big man ThievingSix. Now, if you are unfamiliar who ThievingSix is, he is someone who has been a long-standing member of the community. He's been around the block for modding. He's been around the block for data mining Dokkan, playing the game, obviously. He's been around. He is a man that I would trust any information that it comes to Dokkan Battle with, right? And he is responsible for creating the brand new Dokkan Wiki. So I wanted to share with you today a bunch of the really cool features that this brand new Dokkan Wiki is going to have. Of course, if you would like to check out any of ThievingSix's stuff, I'll leave the Twitter, the Patreon, of course, the link to the website, the Discord, all that good stuff in the description below. But let's go ahead and take a look at the website. So this website already has a ton of cool features already, with tons more to come, which we'll talk about in a minute. But let's go ahead and look at the home page here. Obviously, we have the brand new cards for the global version, and we have a bunch of different things we can click on. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering, now hold on, these are only global cards. What about what's coming out up in the future for JP? Bada boom! The settings tabs got you back, baby. As you can see, there are a bunch of different website features here that you can do besides obviously changing it from the global version of the game to the JP version. You can do the animation performance, so then that way if your browser is a little bit more powered or high powered, you can change your preferences here. For me, it hasn't really made much of a difference when I've clicked on it, but I'm using Google Chrome, so I didn't really expect it to. Obviously, you can change the resolution scale a little bit, the grid type, the items per page, all of that good stuff. So really cool features, stuff that's very handy. And again, keep in mind, I'm sure more will be added as the site develops. So if you want the JP stuff, you literally just click the Japanese version, and there you go. You can see that we have all of the newest cards that are arriving on JP Dokkan Battle, which is super sick. So if we take a look at that Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta page that we opened up before, we'll take a look at all the different features that are just on the character page. So as you can see here, you can have a character's just solo card art, or you can have their LR animation play on the screen, which is really cool. Obviously, we have their leader skill displayed, the passive skill, the active skill, all that good stuff. Their super attack effects. On the side here, you can see all of the different requirements for the different medals and stuff that they need. You can even tick the Z Awakenings box to see what regular medals that they need besides just the Dokkan Fest medals. You can see stats at all of their different percentages, right, from 55% to rainbow. You can see their links, which is really cool, and when you click on the links, right, you can see, or hover over them rather, you can see the different effects that the links will have, right, going from 1 to max here. You can see the categories that they're on and color-coded, just like they are in Dokkan, which is really cool. You can see their transformations down here as well, and of course the conditions for that. And if you want to see the transformation, you can click over to that page as well if you would like to. The other really cool thing about this, and don't worry, I know I'm sure you've seen this little button right here. I'll save that for a moment, but one really cool thing about this is that built into the website, it has their partners right here on their very own page, which is awesome. It shows their top 5, and then if you check this box, it'll actually show their top 25 partners in the game. So if we take a look at Goku, because obviously Gogeta is kind of a fair, or an unfair comparison rather, because obviously it's literally his unit, right? We take a look at Goku, you can see that they share 6 links here. here. You can check the max link level as well. You can also see all of their shared teams, which is all of the categories that they share, and you can see that they are both super types as well. So this is a super handy feature to have right on the actual website where you can look at the unit's info, because obviously there are a couple of different websites for this sort of thing when it comes to Dokkan, where we have like the Dokkan Wiki, and we have a website where you can see the linking partners between both characters, but now it is all centralized on one location, which is super cool. Now, I'm sure you saw me kind of scrolling over something before. As you can see here, there is actually a button to play all of these characters' animations. So if we click on the play button, the animation will load up, and bada bing, bada boom, you can watch the character's animation on the website. Are you kidding me? That is so sick. Very, very cool. Now, this is, by the way, not a video that T6 has recorded himself. This is actually running through the game's files, basically. He takes the animation files necessary for whatever unit it is from the game and is able to get all the assets to run through the code that, you know, makes all of those images that you see me post on Twitter, right, work together to make the animation, and they're able to just play on the website, which is super cool. Now, obviously, keep in mind, again, the whole website is a work in progress, so every single unit that you click on is not going to be perfect, and it's certainly not going to be complete in all cases. As you can see here, there's definitely a little bit of bugs, and obviously the animation is not playing all the way and also playing all the way. Actually, that last little bit looked kind of sick. So keep in mind, the website is still under development, right? But still a very, very cool feature to look at all of these different super attack animations. And it's pretty crazy, I will say. If we go over to the cards page here, right? Obviously, they have all of the different cards that are available on the global version. Let's just search Piccolo, right, for example here, just because I know he's an easy one that we can pull up, right? Even Tech SR Piccolo has all of the same animation shenanigans going on here, right? If you click the animation button, you can see that it will actually play his animation. Now, again, keep in mind, this is still a work in progress, so it's not perfect. Some of the assets are still missing, but you can see SR Piccolo's super attack just off rip, which is so cool, because I know a lot of the times I'll be looking for very random and specific super attacks and I can't find anyone who's uploaded them to YouTube. And here they are, right? You can see them all through the website, which is super neat. Definitely a very, very cool feature indeed. It's really awesome that because he just takes it from the game, right? All of these animations are readily available. Super neat. So yeah, the cards pages themselves are actually really, really nice. It's cool too. You can see as well if they are a summonable unit or a free-to-play unit. You can see the team costs down there, and there is a lot of really nice search terms on this website that other wikis don't have, which is super cool. As you can see, if you type in F2P, standing for free to play, you can see every single free to play unit in the game, which is super cool, right? If you search EZA on here, you can see that it'll pop up all the EZA units. So he's doing a lot to implement various different features where it would be sort of like what you think to search and not exactly the, you know, specific name of the unit, right? Like, I know, for example, I don't know if he's implemented it yet, but I know somebody was asking on one of his tweets. Yeah, definitely doesn't look like it yet. But, for example, right, if we go back to that page that we were on, you could have saw that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, right, was there, aka Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta, and obviously normally if you wanted that, that's what you would have to search, right? But he is implementing features like this where you could type in Super Saiyan Blue and it will come up. Obviously he hasn't put it in yet because it was just a suggestion put in today, but different stuff like this is going to be features coming up in the future. We can look at the categories page here, and we can see all of the different categories. If we take a look at, let's just click on Planet Namek Saga, right there on the top, you can see all of the different leaders, which is super sick. You can see all the different cards on the category. You can also travel to different pages rather than just clicking on it, right? If we wanted to go to page 2, you can hit enter and bada bing, bada boom, which is super cool. You can also search for specific units on the category as well, which is a very, very nice feature, right? Lots of cool things being implemented here. Obviously, the search bar has kind of the same settings on every single tab, but You can also organize them in different ways, right? You can do the upload date, relevance, release date, right? On this other tab. Oh, you actually can't see that in the browser, but trust me, there's different options. Here, I can click through them like this, right? There's a bunch of different options for different ways that you can sort through these different things, right? Which is really, really cool. For the links page, this is also a really cool one. Obviously, it has all the different links in the game. And if we click on like Attack of the Clones, for instance here, you can see all of the different characters that have the Attack of the Clones link. And you can see what effects these links have at every different link level, which is really, really cool, because obviously not all of your characters are going to be link level 10, and sometimes some of them might be sort of like in between the link leveling process, right? Besides that, we do have the items tab, which is still under maintenance at the moment. There is only support memories here, but it looks like you can view them and the animation will actually play. It looks like that this is still under development and that they will eventually play in this box here. But very cool that you can see those. I know that's another thing that's kind of hard to find. Most of the time you have to go digging for those animations, so that'll be nice to have these just, you know, right there. And of course, right, their effects are quite literally right there on the screen, which is super nice too. You can also see the different maps in the game, which is interesting that this is on the top bar here, but it's pretty cool. You can click on this and then you can see the full map assets. Most of the time I post these assets as stage maps, right, from the data downloads, and you can just see the whole map, which is pretty neat, right? This is definitely normally something that you wouldn't just be able to like click into and then see something like this, right? So pretty neat for sure. That is basically all of the features that we have at the moment. It is really cool to see that T6 has been focusing primarily on the cards, because I know when most people go to Dokkan Wikis and stuff, the cards are definitely what most people probably focus on. Obviously, sometimes you're looking up items and different in-game information and stuff like that, but this is definitely a good start to, you know, get the site going for people to definitely be interested in, and especially focusing on the different intricacies and what people would really want to see on these different pages is really cool. As well, there are also not just a couple of upcoming features, which we'll talk about here in a second, but there are a lot of hidden tips and features on the website, which is actually pretty neat. I won't go through all of these because obviously there is a lot here, as you can see. But just for example, right, on the animations page, if you want to pause, play, or 2x speed, you can right click or long pause on mobile and a menu will come up, which is really cool. So let's actually take a look at that. Let's go to like Zamasu and Brose here. I almost call them Vegito for some reason. If we click on the animation for their 18-key super here, obviously again, work in progress. Yeah, if we right click, we can get a play or pause little button there, and then we can also toggle the speed so that it's in 2x speed. Again, keep in mind this is a work in progress animation, so that's why it looks a little bit wonky. But yeah, you can toggle the speed too, which is pretty neat. So definitely check out the different updates that T6 is updating on these different pages, right? As you can see here on the home page, the site news has all the different updates with the website here, which is really cool. So if you ever want to know what's going on with the site or any new info that is dropped on the site, right, you can always check it out at the bottom of the home page here. The other thing that is a really cool page to take a look at here is all of the upcoming site features. So of course this website is still under development, and you can see the T6 has actually checked a lot off the list in terms of a bunch of things that he has wanted to implement here. But of course there is a lot more here, right? We have like the list of all the support memories, we have the support for the Japanese version, and this was actually something that I asked T6 about myself. I forgot to read this page. Dragon Ball fan moment. Sorry T6 if you're watching this video, but this is really cool. A automatic translation of the Japanese version of the game where possible. So this was actually a feature that I was asking him about. Obviously, if you watch my live streams or some of my videos, you would probably know that I mainly play JP, right? So for me, when I click on a unit like this, it's all in Japanese, right? Now, there are different ways you can kind of get around this, right? Like I have a Google Translate, Google Chrome plugin, right? So if I translate this page, right, it'll translate it to English and give me like a general translation of what it is. It's not perfect, but obviously a in-website translation would be better. And for this, it doesn't always work because obviously if something is an image, like the actual categories from the game, right, then it's not going to change the image because it's not text that's actually on the website. So what's really cool about that is that T6 mentioned that he is going to actually implement a really like high quality version of translations. So essentially it's going to be an automatic thing where it will translate the information as soon as possible. I suppose it's kind of like the Dokkan DBZ Space, right? But DBZ Space also used Google Translate, so apparently it's going to be a more high quality translation rather than just the Google Translate version, right? He said in his message to me about it, he's planning to implement an automatic translation by reverse engineering I don't even know what that says. Okay, total Dragon Ball fan moment on my part. Literally cause and effect, right? So essentially, by, you know, getting all of the existing data that we have about Dokkan, right, and what different things say and the way that passives are worded and the way that different words are used in Japanese and then the way that we understand them in English when it comes to Dokkan, all that stuff is going to be taken into consideration to make a higher quality translation than just using Google Translate. Also, I kind of forgot, you don't even need the plugin as far as I know. You could also right click and you can then translate it to English as well on Google Chrome, which is pretty cool. Regardless, though, moving on from the English translation, which I am very excited about that for sure. Support all game languages in the global version of the game, which is super neat. If you are unaware, Global recently got, I believe it was Spanish, German, and Korean, I want to say. I don't remember if Korean or Chinese was the language that was already in Dokkan, but they implemented a bunch of new languages recently, and so the website is going to have support for all of those, which is super cool. Will make this website even more versatile for people who don't only speak English and Japanese. Complete support for all the remaining animation types, super attacks. Give the ability to choose enemy sprites for super attacks. That's awesome. Give the ability to export the animation to an MP4. Wow, that's really cool. List of all wallpapers. That'll be cool to see. A jukebox for the game's BGM. If Dokkan won't do it, your boy T6 has got your back, baby. List the in-game news. Render in-game news articles in full detail. That will be pretty cool. There are a couple of Dokkan Wiki websites that do that now, but obviously having all this information on this website and having that will be awesome. Again, that is very akin to how DBZ Space did it on their homepage. List of all events with search, list of enemy information, display difficulty, stamina, and restrictions, link and embed map, display currently active battlefield, display enemy order and stats, display all items with search and categories, link items to relevant sections of the website, display all available and upcoming missions by category, tools, team builder, that's cool, damage calculator, that's also super sick. List all cards that are in multiple categories for 200% leader skill searching. Display selectable enemies and drops with pop-up information. Display all Patan battle cards organized by set. Woo, Patan battle! Display current and past summons. This is something I am really looking forward to. I might actually do another video on the website when we eventually get this feature, because obviously that is something that is severely lacking right now. Is a better way to sort of view that information, because I know there was a huge history list basically on DBZ Space, but since DBZ Space kind of doesn't work anymore, it hasn't been updating frequently or at all really. Display rates, featured cards, and unfeatured cards, and this is so sick. I have literally seen so many different websites where they do Dokkan summon simulators on just a specific website. So that would be incredible to have that on this website too with all of this stuff. This is truly going to be a hub for all things Dokkan Battle. So again, please check out all this stuff in the link in the description below, the multiple links in the description. Of course, definitely go check out the website. It is looking to be the ultimate resource for any Dokkan player. I will keep my eye on this project very, very closely. And again, the other really cool thing about this too is if you have any features and things that you would like to see added. I know that T6, like I said, when he makes new tweets and stuff like that about the website, right? Like he'll make a new update about the site. Sometimes people give suggestions. Here you go. This is Zed or Zayed. I still don't know how to pronounce my boy's name. I've never known how. I'm sorry. Obviously here, right, he gives the suggestion for what I was talking about earlier. You could say Super Saiyan Blue rather than Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. And he actually is going to implement it as well. Again, people's, giving different requests. Obviously, this was already going to be a feature, but you get the point, right? You can also send suggestions his way as well, which is super cool that he's even taken those at all. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really want to do more content on fan projects and things that are going on in the community in the future, because I always love to see what the community is cooking up, and I always see this kind of thing on my Twitter timeline, but I don't have like a crazy outlet to talk about it besides like 1 or 2 tweets. So making a video about it, I feel like, is the perfect way to do that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Go sow your support. Sow your support right into the boy T6. Go show your support to the boy T6, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.